Welcome back to rTech. Today's review is about the ZDatt H7 360 LED bulb, and we're going to use them on the Tata Nexon. So here's the packaging. This is bought from AliExpress. Costs about 2,000 bucks Indian rupees. I'll leave the links below to buy. These are called the ZDatt. The box is so plain and it's packed very nicely. Just mentions the voltage in one of the corners. It can run on 12 volts or 24 volt supply. So good variety there. And this is called the 7P. It's probably because it's a H7 series. So yeah. Let's go ahead and open this. Alright, so right out of the box you see that there's a nice user manual. Says LED 7P. Notice that there's no ZDatt mentioned anywhere on this. Here are the specs quickly. It's 12,000 lumen, 45 watts per bulb, generates about 12,000 lumen at about 6,500 pure white color, and that's the color temperature. It's built with aircraft grade aluminum. It is IP65 rated, which means it can survive water. And it also has basic fitting instructions on the manual in case you want it. So let's get to the bulb straight away because there's nothing else in the box. So right away I also see some additional silicone washers. This probably goes in the front of the bulb. And here are the bulbs. They are much bigger than expected, and I was already nervous because I did open the Tata Nexon headlight housing and I noticed that they're really tiny, and these bulbs are massive. Nothing else in the box, so let's just take one bulb in our hands and look at them. I mean, this is massive. Now what makes these particular bulbs special is that they have a 360-degree lighting angle, so there won't be any dark spots in case you use them in a projector or any other reflector. Now the H7 bulb has only one filament, and this is exactly going to represent that. It's just one spot of light. So there's no high beam and low beam since it's a dual barrel headlamp unit. So it's really got good build quality, feels really solid. Alright, so let's go ahead and add the washers in front. So this is the Nexon with the dual barrel headlamp unit. Both the high beam and the low beam projector can handle a H7 bulb. So just remember that, that's the configuration. It's a H7 halogen bulb at the moment. And it's also got a fog lamp unit right below the headlamp, not very far down. And this is a H16 bulb. This is really tiny, it's about 19 watts. So it's not built to actually handle a bigger bulb. Just remember that. So I shot this video during the day, and here is how the regular halogen bulbs look. They're pretty bright. These lights are very bright even in the night without LEDs itself. They're quite bright. And the stock headlamps run at about 55 watts. So let's just get a little closer. They're quite yellow. The lights are quite yellow. I mean, although they look white, I know the camera cannot pick up those lights very easily, and the DRL is flickering because of the frame rate. Okay, so at the back of the headlight unit, once you open the bonnet, you'll see the two units there. You can remove these rubber caps. This is where the headlight bulbs are actually fitted, and here's where all the trouble starts. As you can see, the headlight bulbs are not placed right in the middle. They're offset, even for the projector, which means the bulbs are at one corner and they're not in the middle. So that raises a lot of problems, right? And you know, if you have a big LED bulb, that's not going to sit comfortably right in the middle. Look at the size comparison. That's the original H7 bulb, and this is the LED bulb. It's almost twice the size. It's going to take a lot of effort to fit this in. Yeah, so it's trouble. Okay, so let's put on the lights. Just before that, you know, there's something about dust covers which I'll cover a little later. And I just replaced one of the high beam lamps, and just want to give you an idea of how bright this is as compared to the regular halogen bulb. So the one on the left you see is the LED bulb, and the one on the right is the regular halogen bulb, and it's pretty white. And I also see that it's spreading a lot more, which I think is one of the design elements of this particular headlamp unit. It's not got a very big deep reflector, it's just got a reflector which can just throw out light. So I think it's designed in such a way that it doesn't obstruct oncoming traffic a lot. I know it is high beam, but it's not really that bright to kind of make the oncoming driver lose focus. So yeah. I also added these in the projector for a brief moment, and we'll do a video on that separately. So right now I just want to focus on the high beam. Okay, here are the dust covers, and you can see that these are aftermarket dust covers. I would recommend that you get these on before you buy the bulbs itself, because since these bulbs are so big, you need to actually add one of these dust covers at the back which have a small little cap that gives a little more space to breathe. And these are very, very important. So in case you need to know the sizing of these dust covers, please leave me a comment and I will let you know. So once the bulbs are actually inside, which thankfully fit inside, I was able to put on these dust covers, which I picked up again from AliExpress. Like I said, I'll leave a link in, and or you can just let me know. Here's the comparison. This is the original dust cover, and the one I added inside was actually the third-party aftermarket dust cover. They're totally different, they look different, and they need that extra bit of space to accommodate the plugs, because once you put the LEDs in, the bulbs are pretty huge. Okay, so everything is set, and I'm just waiting for the evening. Okay, so here is a small demonstration of the light beam. Unfortunately, I should have actually disconnected the projector lamps just to give you a better clue of how exactly different the light beams were. But when I actually face them on the wall, you can see how bright these lights are. And then I just replaced both of them, and I just wanted to give you an idea of how bright these are. Look at the amount of light these things are actually throwing. It's quite bright. So it could be really useful for you when you overtake and you want to warn people that you're actually crossing a junction. These lights can be really, really handy. They're nice and bright, no doubt about that. So let's go on a test ride. I can only tell you one thing, and again, I just want to repeat that all these new cars today which have double barrel headlamps, they're not designed to throw the light to a longer distance. So this is the high beam lamp, and you can see that my projectors are also doing the same thing. I mean, if I put the high beam, it's just adding a little more light onto the projector. Of course, there is a lot of spread. I'm sure the oncoming traffic is able to see that white beam of light, but it's not significantly bright enough to light up the road a longer distance. Look at that. So I have a lot of light, and that's probably going to help me drive a lot better. But the amount of throw it gives is pretty low. And I would blame the reflectors for that. Okay, I like the color of the light though. It's pure white, and it really helps you drive much easily in case you have nothing coming in front of you. But of course, when there's oncoming traffic, I'm sure they're going to get really distracted. So we'll also do a test in the upcoming video as to how these will look in the projector housing of the Nexon. That's my short video on adding the LED lamps into the high beam unit of the Tata Nexon. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you do subscribe. Leave your comments below. I will try and answer all the questions. I'm also doing a video on the Tata Nexon tail lamp, just to show you what kind of housing it is and what kind of bulbs you need to replace. Well, hit the like button and the bell icon, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.